The purpose of this mini video is to show you how to graph using Google Sheets. Many of you have done this before, so maybe you will bypass this video. So if you notice, I have given to you a bunch of physics data. Your data for the Half-Life lab will not look like this, but I wanted to give you an example that did not look like your lab, so it will be a surprise when you see the graph that you create when you do your Half-Life experiment. So notice here there are 4 instructions. Whenever we graph using sheets, we graph using a method called tails. Title, axes, increments, labels, and scales. That's what needs to be included in any science graph. You're going to insert what we call a function of best fit. So you're going to give a math equation that best fits all of your data. There's not a lot of work involved in that. Don't worry about the math. You're going to show the r-squared value. And I'm going to explain to you what that means. And you're going to show the equation for the function. So this is what you're going to do. First and foremost, you're going to type in your data. In your Half-Life experiment, it's going to be trials in the first column and number of isotopes, original isotopes, in the second column. It is this easy to graph. You are going to start by highlighting all your data. Highlight it just like that. Then you go to Insert, and you go to Chart, and you're going to get a bunch of selections. You want always a scatter plot. And I scroll down, and I choose scatter plot. And then you'll notice here that I've got a beautiful graph. So I'm going to fix some things while I have my chart editor open, and it will stay open until you close it. I am going to go to Customize, go to Chart and Axes Title, and notice the title of this graph. The title will always be y-axis versus x-axis. The position is on the y-axis, the time is on the x-axis, and Google Sheets does that for you. You are then going to take a look at the series, and you are going to insert what we call a trend line. You can clearly see that the data in this particular case is linear, or all the points almost fall in a straight line. However, if they didn't, which in your Half-Life lab they will not, you can choose amongst these different types of math equations to see which function best fits your data. Watch what happens if I choose to logarithmic. Obviously, that function does not fit your data. If I go to polynomial, it's a little bit better, but the purpose of this set of data was to show you a linear trend line. Now you click on label, and you want to show the equation that made this line, so you click use equation. And you will see in the upper right corner is the linear equation in the form y equals mx plus b of the function that best fits your data. The last thing you need is r-squared value. Now there's a lot of statistics behind r-squared, but all you need to know about r-squared is you want this number to be as close to 1 as possible. Right now it's 0.998. Think about it like 99.8% of your data falls on that line of best fit. And then when you're done, you X out of it, and you've got a beautiful graph. Now, when I referred to tails, titles, axes, increments, labels, scales, I'll show you all the components. Here's your title. Your axes are labeled. Increments are equally spaced, 0.25 to 0.5 to 0.75. Your labels, again, are going to be the titles on each axis with the units. And the scale makes sense. The scale in this case goes up by 0.25 seconds on the x-axis and by 20 centimeter increments on the y-axis. So it's that simple to make a professional looking graph using Google Sheets. The last piece is going to ask you to copy and paste this or screenshot this and put it into your lab. For your Chromebooks, you will see a little split screen button up above in the function bars. I will demonstrate how to do this in class because I am not working on a Chromebook. But once you do a screenshot, you can highlight the area. This button is copy. You'll go back to your document and you'll paste that into where I required the graph. Like that. So hopefully this will help you graph using Google Sheets. Good luck with your lab.